Okay. Okay, we live in YouTube. Okay, thank you so much for joining. So I'm gonna have a testimony, something to share with you how we all started doing the medical missionary work. And if you have questions, now is a good time. Our training is going to start on Sunday at 6:30 in the morning Pacific time. So be happy to answer your questions. We are live on YouTube too. We're in Zoom too. Also on YouTube, you can send your questions. I will be paying attention, but I just want to start with a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this opportunity for me to share the medical missionary work that you have given us. And I just want to ask you that that this testimony of the day will be a big blessing to many people, and that many people will want to join the forces to finish your work and do this work that you have allowed us to do, that you have given to us in times to bring many people, to bring salvation to many people. So I just want to ask you to please bless us. Thank you for everything in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, just want to share a little bit about how we started this medical missionary work. In 2006, I recovered from an autoimmune disease. I was pretty sick. I was in bed a lot. At home, I would not do any duties of any type because I was so tired. So my husband will do laundry, my mom will do cooking, my husband will do cleaning, my mom will do cleaning. So I will not do anything because I absolutely have no energy. I just want to be laying down, being in bed. And so it was for a period of 2 years. And after that, when I recovered, I was just so excited about my recovery because, for many years, not many years, for 2 years, nobody could figure it out what my problem was. So I was going from doctor to doctor and doing tests of all kinds. I was thinking, maybe I have a cancer. Why am I so tired and my hemoglobin keeps going down? And so I was asking my hematologist, give me a CT scan or give me a PET scan, do a biopsy, bone biopsy. So they did all this, and a lot of that I had to pay for because I didn't qualify. There was nothing they could find that was wrong, but I knew I was very sick because I was feeling very sick. So anyhow, I recovered in 2006, and so at that time I was helping people, anybody that could hear about my testimony, what I'm doing, and was sick, I will share. So all my patients, because I was doing infusion at that time for people with autoimmune, so I will share with everybody, but most of people didn't care for changing the diet or their lifestyle. But there was this one lady, it was 2007, when this lady, so I went to her house, and this lady was 39 years old, and she was walking with a walker. So I was like, why is she's so young to be with a walker? So I asked her all the history, and she was telling me that she was sick for 17 years. She will have to get a blood transfusion every month. She had a colon surgery. They had to remove part of the colon because it was very inflamed and diseased, so bleeding. And so they removed part of it. This lady lived in Dallas, Texas. I was living in that area at that time. And so this lady will have to go from Dallas to Houston to the specialized hospital to do follow-ups. But, for 17 years, she was still going downhill and not getting any relief. This lady was asking God, please send somebody to my home to help me. Nobody seems to be able to help me. Send somebody to my home to help me. She's a very faithful lady. I don't remember what kind of church she will go, but she was very faithful lady, very connected to God. And so one day I showed up. So I was, trying to find out what's wrong with her. And so I realized she was kind of having the same issues I was having, digestive issues. Wasn't able, I wasn't as sick as her, right? Because she was totally disabled. She was a nurse that was in disability for 17 years. And so I said, you know what, do this. I was just sharing what I was doing. I'm eating plant-based, very healthy. And I'm eating, it was a whole plant-based, no processed foods. So the food had to be balanced. And I explained as much as I could, and no glyphosate, no pesticides. So for the most part, organic foods. And also, check yourself. You might have some food sensitivity. And so that was it. So next time I saw her was 6 months. After 6 months, she was walking with no walker. She was, straight with good color. And I was just shocked. I mean, she looked like a different person. And I said, oh, what happened to you? And she told me, well, I told you, whatever you say, I did the test. I found out I'm reacting to all these foods. And I said, eating organic. She went 100% organic. I don't even now, I eat probably 98% organic. Some few foods that are not that contaminated, or they don't use glyphosate, or they're thick. I eat non-organic. For the most part, I do organic. And then, so she looking so good. And I was shocked. I'm like, wow. And when she went back to the doctors, doing so good in such a short time, the doctor said, oh, I'm so sorry. We missed it. But, at that time, nobody was missing it. They just didn't know what was going on in this world with the toxicity that was dumped to the world. So the doctors had no idea. So, it's, for the most part, is the foods that are contaminated. And a lot of people didn't know about GMOs. At that time, it was just becoming, people was start learning about it. And this was 2007. So they already started, at 2006 is when they put in the shelves the gluten-free foods, things like that. So I was pretty earlier at that time. So nobody knew much. People start getting sick. The epidemic started those years, maybe like when I started getting sick in the 2000s, early 2000s, but nobody knew what the problem was. And so after that, I was like, wow, this lady started walking and stopped getting transfusions completely. She started walking. When I left Texas and moved to California to open up our lifestyle center, she was walking 13 miles a day and full of energy. So it was a shocking for the doctors, for her, the people in the church, and everybody wanted to know, what are you doing now? I want to do it, people that were sick. And so it was like an incredible, amazing change for me, because this is one of the few people that really follow whatever I was telling them that I was doing. I think that was the only person. I think there was 2 people that follow. And so I decided, wow, I really need to help people. These people like me that had no answers for the diseases. I need to do a lifestyle center. At that time, I had a conversion experience where, I learned that we're supposed to live in the country, growing our own foods. We're supposed to be doing the medical missionary work that, every town should have a restaurant, a healthy restaurants with all these principles that God had given us in lifestyle centers, things like that. So I said, okay, so we're going to find a place in the country. So we're going to do country living, and we're going to have a lifestyle center, because I can help people with the same conditions, autoimmunities. I haven't seen, at that time, I didn't see a lifestyle center that was working just exclusively with people with autoimmune disease. So it took us about 2 years till we found the place. It was praying. It was just a lot of praying that we did in 2 years. God has to change so much in me, because I always live in the city, all my worldly ways, even though I grew up in the church. But there was so many lessons to learn in 2 years. My house was for sale already for 2 years, because as soon as I heard that we're supposed to live in the country, okay, the house goes for sale. But it wasn't selling for 2 years. Nobody did an offer for 2 years. So when finally, and for the 2 years, with a friend and my husband and my family, we were traveling from different states trying to find the place, but it was nothing. It was just like I read everything and anything his sister White talks about, the medical missionary work and how the lifestyle centers should be in private places, fresh air, and water, and so, but it was just not looking good. I mean, it was nice places, but not just what I was envisioning. So one day I woke up early and I said, God, today you have to show me, please show me today where we're going, because I'm leaving. If the house doesn't sell, I'm going, whatever the country living is that you have for me, I'm leaving. But so please show me today where am I going. And when I was praying, I was singing, I was just claiming God, asking him to tell me. The phone ring. So I answered, and it was a friend. And she says, Mercita, we found you the place. And join the prayer room. So it was a cardiologist from Loma Linda area, not the Loma Linda University, Loma Linda area, that worked there, with the wife and her team praying the same prayer. They wanted to do the same kind of work. And it was just like the prayer, like, kind of like the Bible times, very fervent prayers. And I joined it. And I'm like, oh, wow, God really found the place. And, so when we finished the prayer, the friend told me, what is that place? And she says, in California. I said, California, that's the last place. I didn't want to go there, because I knew that California had a lot of regulations. And I want to go to someplace like Tennessee, where you build up and nobody tells you anything. So anyhow, because God answered my prayer and he was calling me to come to this place. So we flew with my family and the friend that was going to join me to do this work. Her name's Diana. And so we flew and we came and saw the place. And it was just exactly like I was envisioning. It was just in the country. It was not a flat place. I think I wanted something rolling and beautiful. It was humongous trees. And what I was asking God is a big house for the lifestyle center, because she said that, do sanitariums, like home-like sanitariums. So that's what I was looking for, not a big place. And a little house for ourselves. So when we drive into the place, I said, this big house, oh, that must be the sanitary. And then we keep driving a little bit more, and there's a little house, a tiny house. Okay, that must be our house. So we saw the place, and there was so much water, even, creeks running. Even we had to drive over water, and there was so much trees, because I was looking for a place, 80% of trees. That was just exactly 80 or 90% of trees. And I say, and it was just exactly what I was envisioning. And I said, okay, we're moving. So as soon as we went back home, the Sunday that we came back home, somebody came to the house. I don't know, it was Sunday. I think it was just the next day that when we arrived home, because we arrived on Sunday night, and I think on Monday it was the day that they came, and they say, okay, we want to buy the house. They had told us, they watch it, and they say, okay, we want to buy the house cash. And so we really got more money than we were thinking. And they said you had to live in 1 week. wow. So I couldn't give my job 2 weeks notice. So I talked to my boss, which we have good relationship, and he said, no, not a problem. Just go. And so I didn't have time to pack or anything. Everybody helped us to pack. And anyhow, we moved really fast. And then, since there, we never stopped working. The work continued, and God gave us more and more opportunities, and so the ministries grew. In 2016, we joined efforts with Dr. Joyce Che. And so that's when we wrote the book. And then we did a online training, not a training, it's just online class for people with autoimmunity. That was 3 years ago, I believe. And so we started that too. We filmed, and things start moving along. 2020 January, when things start happening with the pandemic, we felt the need that we needed to do more work. That the medical missionary work needs to be expanded. So we started the training in last year. So it was, I think it was March or April 2021, we started the first training. And the training, so we had, I believe it was 40 to 50 people for the first training. And, we have good material and everything that we needed, because we already had another training, right? Another course online. So based on that, this was more upgraded, because since then we learned more things. So this program was more therapeutic. And so we start with what we had, and then almost, I think every other month, we start a new program. So this is a 6-week program. And then we graduate the group, and then we start the next one. So it's kind of like every 2 months we start a program. So the groups start growing. So because we as the pestilences, the virus kept affecting many people. So this was just the perfect time to help people, even with the virus, to help them. And we had the protocol that we were helping there. So as we were training people, the people that were training will help other people to overcome these issues, and also not just the corona, but the common diseases such as autoimmune, such as hypertension, diabetes type 2, and all those chronic diseases. So because our course is designed for autoimmunity, but if you can tackle autoimmunity, anything else is going to be easier, right? Because autoimmune is so complicated and it's very difficult. So when our clients come to our lifestyle center, we specialize in autoimmune, but we also have other people like this program. We have a person with cancer, stage 3 cancer, and we have another person that's coming with stage 4 cardiac heart disease. So the program works very well for them, because it is, imagine it's a plant-based that is balanced and is unprocessed. So we teach you how to prepare foods that are with zero processed foods, no chemicals, because those chemicals is the main source of diseases. And people have kind of forgot the art of cooking. So, and this is so important, because, health comes, starts with what we eat, right? So it starts growing your food. And then is how we eat it. So, that's the basics of health. So that's what we focus. So it's totally unprocessed, it's whole, balanced, plant-based, and it's anti-inflammatory. So we use these super healthy foods. We remove the foods that are hard to digest to give the body more energy to spend time in recovering. So very easy foods to digest. Instead grains, we use pseudo grains. Instead nuts, we use fatty acid seeds like sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. For the most part, people do great with these foods. But very, very difficult conditions. What we do, we have to do a little more adjustment, even with this super, very detailed menu that we have. And then another thing that we do is we do also a protocol. We have a protocol with the super healing foods. And we do it in a different way. We used to do in our lifestyle center, we used to put all these super healing foods in one. So we put it together, we blend it, and I have them drink, whether they had, cancer or immune, right? And we don't advertise cancer at all. But, if they come, we say that, what we do for you is we can give you the best chance for your body to build the immune system. So, and go from there. So then we noticed that even for cancer, it was just powerful. These drinks that we'll do, we'll mix it with the super healing foods, but it was terrible taste. But throughout the years, we learned how to eat all these in different ways and different ways in order to enjoy these foods. So that is our protocol. So we had a therapeutic menu that is very, we tell you exactly what to eat. And the reason is because, when you give a book to somebody with recipes, they won't know how to put the recipes in a balanced way, right? What do I eat this with this? And right. So we wanted to make it easier at the beginning while we learn, and then we develop our own recipes, our own plans, whatever we want to do. But just to start with, to give you a good chance to recover faster, we give you a menu. So the menu is going to consist of 2 meals, because we follow the principles of the spirit prophecy that God has given us. So we follow all that. We said 2 meals are there, the best. If you had to do a 3rd meal, yeah, we have that too, in case somebody need it. They're losing weight, but 2 meals is the best. And between the meals is 5 hours. So we tell you exactly all these principles are involved into the plan. And so we have that. So your breakfast is specific things and how to prepare. And we give you the recipes for every meal plan. The recipes are there. And then on top of that, we have the videos, how to prepare those foods for breakfast, for lunch. And then we have the protocol, and we teach you how to follow the protocol. What are the times of the protocol? So every time we improve, like at this training that we're doing, is every time we try to make it better and better, more comprehensive. And for this program, we put the menu, but just the plan first, and then the recipes. Before we didn't have that. And also for the timing and the schedule, it has been updated. So it's very specific, the schedule. So we have improved this program for this, I think it's the 5th or the 6th class that we're doing. I think it's the 6th training that we're doing. So we added that. And we divided also before, all the information was in different places. It was a little confusing. So we put it by weeks. This is the week 1. This is the information that you need if you want to check it before. And then we have the week 2, week 3, week 4, because it's 6 weeks. So you're going to have the information for every week. And so it's very easier now that you click, okay, that's what we're going to study this week. Okay, so you guys can review. The first week is the health evaluation. So we teach you how to do a health evaluation, and you can download it too, because the thing is here is not just for you to get better, because we know almost everybody's sick, right? Like I was sick and Dr. Joyce was sick. So it's not just for you to get better, but the goal is to, once you recover, is to help other people, to spread the message, right? Because, the medical mission work it has 5 components. It is to open the doors to preach the gospel, right? To teach them about Jesus, to teach them about God, to bring them salvation. Another thing that does is open the barriers. You help somebody that's sick, they're going to listen anything you want to say. You know, that you pray with them, you bring spiritual issues, then you can jump into Bible studies, you know, bring the total package. Then, you know, another thing is because it needs to relieve pain. There's so much suffering. It's to relieve the pain, the people, and it's going to be more and more and more pain. It's going to be more suffering with the, you know, all the pandemics that are going to come, more sickness that are going to come. You know, Matthew 24, right? If we read, it says the pestilence that are going to come. Whatever we sing, it's only a practice. So right now is the time to prepare ourselves. So it's going to be more of this. So this gives us the opportunity to help so many people. This is just amazing work. And then another thing, number 5, this is the job is going to be till the end. The job of the colporteurs work, you know, canvassing and medical missionary work is going to be till the end. So God is going to give us opportunities to sustain ourselves doing this work. You know, what an amazing job to do, right? Full time, you know, I believe that, you know, if we ask God to give us the clients, and so God is going to open the doors. It's going to sustain us until the end, because things are going to be harder and harder to work. You know, a lot of you have lost your job, and myself, December 2020, I decided to leave my other job because I was doing lifestyle center and that and ministry. So I decided, you know, I need to do this 100%. And, you know, as soon as I left that job, the opportunities start coming right and left. And it's amazing. It never stops. It keeps growing. So we just have to move in faith if God is calling you to do this. And I think God is calling to everybody in different capacities. Of the medical missionary, different aspects of the medical missionary. But, you know, the bases are how, you know, we have to teach others what we practice, right? So that's why we give you everything so detailed, how to do it yourself. So when you teach others, when you coach others, you know what you're talking about because you're practicing. We cannot teach what we don't practice. So that's the reason why we do the medical missionary training. And, you know, since then, God has blessed us so much that last time we had over 150 people that sign up. Not everybody graduates, but everybody, you know, learn from it, apply to the families. Some people graduate the next program because sometimes they're behind, things like that. But, you know, we have very good amount of people. I think over 80 people graduated last time. So this time we already have, we have a limit also. We don't take more than 150 because it's too big group. But every time we getting more and more organized, as I said, there's so many questions and answers that we get every Sunday. So all those questions that, especially the ones that we don't answer, what we couldn't answer because of time, during the week we answer it, and we've been compiling questions and answers for the training. So I highly recommend that people read that before, so you'll have so many, you know, questions that you have, and they'll be answered there, very descriptive. So every time we added more and more questions, and so that's very, very helpful too. And then you're also gonna receive some PowerPoints. So those PowerPoints, those are kind of long PowerPoints, but what you do, you can grab pieces of that to do the medical missionary work at your church, doing, for example, a health nugget, or you can do a class. You know, 1/3 of that PowerPoint you can just do a class and do into 3 classes, and in that way you can get clients also to help them to recover. And so then there's so many things that we can do as a medical missionaries, you know, coaching, doing lectures at the church, lectures in the community, helping one-to-one. You can do Zooms in a group, lectures on the media. And yeah, so we go over so many things. And it's a lot of information that you go through it. Another thing, we have the scientific lectures given by Dr. Joyce. There are about 20 of them. that you'll have. We have the history of the pioneer medical missionary, Brother David Fielder, do that. Then we have also the history of the Bible and healing, given by Sister Donna and her husband. Sorry, I forgot his name. And beautifully done. So I'm just want to encourage you to join, because I feel that this is our time to help people. This is our time to do the work. And if you're still doing other work, perhaps you can start introducing yourself to the medical missionary work and adding from there, praying that God keeps adding, and perhaps you can start decreasing to the full-time to part-time and do more medical missionary work as God bless you financially. So I just want to just encourage everybody. This is, for me, going full-time ministry has been like the biggest blessing I ever had in my life. It's just so exciting. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions, and also going to go to YouTube and answer some questions. So if you do have questions in YouTube, now is the time, so you can start typing. So now let's see, I'm gonna check YouTube first. Just give me a few seconds here. Okay, MedMissionary, and we are live. Questions in YouTube. Okay, so I was writing some questions. Somebody was asking me early. Okay, the timing is on Sundays. This is the live program because everything else is online. The live program is at 6:30 in the morning, 6 to 8. 6:30 to 8:30 is Pacific Standard Time. And the reasons we do this is because other parts of the world can do, they'll be still awake. They'll be at night, perhaps 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And okay, and this question came, how about if I miss a program? Because it's six classes, right? The programs are gonna be recorded. They always recorded, so you can watch it later, or the next day it's available. After it's recorded, it's gonna be available until the class, the training is complete. Okay, and the other question was, is this for orientation, the first classes orientation, the first session? Well, the first session, it is a little bit of orientation. And then what we do is we're going to go over a health evaluation, a very thorough lifestyle health evaluation from the beginning to the end. And that takes about 1 hour, a little over an hour, just because we want to teach you, not just for you to know what areas need to be changed, but when you help somebody, you'll know what questions to ask. And you can download that document so you can ask people those questions when you are helping somebody. Let's see what other question we have. Hi, I want to attend, but on Sunday, we haven't been attend. Okay, no problem. You can watch the recorded class. And let's see. Okay, so you are doing a health fair that Sunday. You're going to be very busy. Okay, so you can watch it the next day or anytime during the week. Another thing is we recommended, there is a curriculum that we highly recommend to read it. So it tells you what, how many classes you should watch of the lectures a week, how many other videos or the cooking videos, things like that. So I give you an example how to, what to program yourself to do during the week. Okay, so let me see. We have here somebody's tuning from Philippines. So the question is it still possible to enroll for the coming training? Yes, you can enroll. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow afternoon before sunset is gonna be the deadline. So you have chance to enroll now till tomorrow noon time, Pacific time. So you can enroll. And I just want to let you know, if you are from another country, like for Philippines or South Africa. We have people that have enrolled from Europe, from any place. I mean, this is a global training. So what we do a sliding scale depending on the country, because obviously people in Africa, South Africa are not going to be able to pay the same amount. So we have a sliding scale. So you can send an email to info@medmissionary.com. Info, I'm going to type it. Okay, info@medmissionary.com, and send an email to David. He asked, tell them what country you are, and then he will give you a quote, and then you can sign up. He will send you a link to sign up. Anybody that's from another country that the income is pretty low in those countries, that the incomes are pretty low, you will be sending a link after you tell them what country you are. So, Europe is the same price. I can tell you that. Canada is the same price. Australia, New Zealand is the same price. But the countries where the income is incredibly much lower, then we do the sliding scale. Okay, so I answered that. If you have another question, you can lift up your hand and just ask. Other than that, tomorrow I will do a live Facebook also to answer questions, because it's very important. What are you gonna get once you sign up? And I just want to let you know that this is the very inexpensive for all the information that you get. It's a training, very, very, very complete training, I can say, in the practical part. Very, very practical, because we tell you exactly how to do it. And the reason we're doing this is because at this time, you can do, it's very important to learn about anatomy, physiology, all those classes, but we feel that you can learn that someplace else, and you can learn by yourself. But the practicality part is what is hard. And this is what we want to be clear and teach you everything and anything that we learn as we learn, because, Sister White said that the health message is progressive. So we're going to keep learning more and more. So that's why every program we upgraded a little more as we keep learning, we keep updating things. And as we have more questions and we realize what is needed the most, we keep adding that. So also this program, what we adding is more hands-on videos on natural remedies, poultices. People have asked, we want to see how to do poultices, things like, okay, so we adding that. So we are adding more videos on natural remedies. We have a lot of information. One of the days, I think it's day 3, the session 4 is about natural remedies. So we give you a lot of information about that, and it's written down, but we also added some videos this time. Another thing is at the last 30 minutes of each session, we do questions and answers. So just bring your questions and answers and type there. We have a good team that they're paying attention to all the questions and answers. And if we don't answer that, they copy and paste it for us to answer during the week. So we also have available for questions, info@medmissionary.com. So, but we like you to be as interactive as you can, and we like to answer as many questions as we can every lecture. So we're gonna spend good time doing that too. Okay, so I guess we do not have any more questions. So if you do, this is your chance. If not, so we're gonna close with a word of prayer. Let me see in YouTube for more questions. Okay, go to MedMissionary. Okay, so where do you sign? So you just go to medmissionary.com and you sign up. There is 3 things that you sign up. There is also membership. So membership is only for people that are signing for the medical missionary training or people that already took the classes, because you had to have all the bases first. So the membership is, we give support to all these medical missionaries that have been training, weekly support. So this is to help them growing. So whoever wants to join, they can join too, but it has to be after they join the medical missionary training, if they choose to do that. But we believe that the program is complete by itself, but we encourage, because we like to keep growing together. Okay, so we are gonna pray. I don't see more questions either in a YouTube or Facebook, so I'm going to close with a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the opportunity to do this live program, and I ask you that it's a blessing to many people, that many people will wanna spread your message and learn, and also it'll be for all our people that are sick, and our people, because of lack of knowledge, we are sick. We were sick too, because we didn't know what was going on. The things that have changed in this world were making us sick. And so I just want to ask you to please bless everybody, whoever needs to join. I just want to ask you to facilitate them with finances, with whatever time, with whatever thing they might need to join this program. So I just want to ask you your blessings. We don't want to do anything that it's not going to please you, but we want to do everything according to your will. And please always keep us in track. Don't allow us to go to the right or to the left, but just be in the path, in the narrow path to heaven. So please continue guiding us, and thank you so much for the amazing opportunities to serve you. Thank you in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, well, God bless you, and hopefully we'll see you on Sunday at 6:30 Pacific time, and bring your questions. Okay, God bless you. You can see this program again probably tomorrow. It's gonna be recorded. Okay, God bless you.